Manicexpression.com.
I'm a big fan of the movies from the 70s. We had this, in my opinion, greatest generation of actors. We had, Nicholson, De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, Gene Hackman, Robert Duvall, Warren Beatty, Faye Dunaway, more than I can even rattle off the top of my head. But there's one guy who, for me at least, was the best of all of them, and that's Pacino. I think Pacino is the greatest actor to ever live, in my opinion. Pacino's best performance was in the first two Godfather movies, but if I had to pick a second place, it would be Dog Day Afternoon. I have here my Dog Day Afternoon DVD with Serpico, another great Pacino movie. Dog Day Afternoon is a very, very unusual movie for its time in the subject matter that it tackles. Pacino plays a guy named Sonny. He's married, he's got a couple kids, and on the side, he has been dating a man who he eventually marries, which wasn't legal at the time. But he has a ceremony with a priest who's later defrocked for doing it. Sonny's second bride wants to become a woman. Sonny doesn't have the money to pay for this exchange operation, so he goes and he robs a bank. He and his partner Sal, played by John Cazale, who I watched a really great documentary on YouTube about recently. He only made a few movies, and all of them are great. All of them are 5-star movies. You know, he was in this, he was in the first two Godfathers, he was in The Deer Hunter. They go to rob this bank. Sonny sticks around a little too long. They maybe aren't as stealth as they should be. And they've got, all the bank employees are still there, the manager and the bank tellers, and somebody outside spots, calls the cops, and now Sonny has hostages. This is escalated so far out of his hands. And I love it because Pacino is so manic. This is the prototype of when people think of Pacino, this is where that sort of manic energy comes from. Wasn't in the first two Godfathers. The first two Godfathers, he is so tightly wound. He is so under control in those two movies. But when you get to Dog Day Afternoon, he lets loose. He explodes. And it's wonderful to see. Eventually, a little bit of Stockholm Syndrome kicks in, and the bank employees start to really identify with Sonny. And the public outside begins to identify with Sonny. It becomes sort of a media sensation. People come down. They're jeering at the cops. They cheer Sonny every time he comes out. And there's a little bit of, I think, a conversation that the movie is having about the fickle nature of celebrity as well. When it comes out why Sonny is robbing the bank, the crowd begins to turn on him. Dog Day Afternoon was directed by Sidney Lumet, who is one of my favorite directors. This movie has so much energy. It has so much heat to it. I mean, there's literally, because it is set during this heat wave, Pacino just gets sweatier and sweatier as the movie goes along. And this is just like, this is such an out of control, batshit insane movie where everything that can go wrong goes wrong. And Pacino the entire time is, I can make this work. I can make this work. Okay, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. And he wants so desperately to help everybody. He wants the bank employees to be happy. He wants his wife and kids to be happy. He wants his new bride to be happy. He wants his friend Sal to be happy. And Sal, you know, while Sonny is looking for a way out, a way to make this work, Sal is ready to just kill everybody and then kill themselves. He's not evil, he's scared. And he's also not that bright. You know, at one point, Sonny is told the police that they want to have an airplane ready for them at the airport to take them out of the country. And Sonny says, where do you want to go? And Sal says, Wyoming. He's not the brightest guy in the world. And that makes you sympathize with him. You sympathize with these guys. You know, they're not evil. And you get the idea that Sonny maybe has worked really hard in his life. He's not somebody who's just looking for a get-rich-quick thing because, you know, he doesn't want to work. He works hard. He's a father. He's a husband. He's taking care of his parents. And he just one day snaps. And it's like, but there's also this implication that maybe he wasn't all that mentally stable. You know, it's mentioned that he's a Vietnam vet. And I think, while not commenting too much on it, this movie does follow that tradition that was beginning of kind of showing the effects of the Vietnam War on the soldiers that came back. Dog Day Afternoon, one of my favorite movies, very high up on my top 100 list, I think in the top 20. 5 stars, of course, couldn't be anything else. This is a great American movie. It's one of the best American movies, and you should absolutely seek it out. And you may say to yourself, I don't like that era, or, you know, oh, it's old, it's like 50 years old, I don't want to watch a 50-year-old movie. Watch this. It has more energy to it, more brains, more power to it than any movie that you will see released today.
The worlds.
Sort of gave myself the challenge of, okay,